Hello, everyone, boys and girls. Uh, just wanted to upload a quick video because Elden Ring releases in like 6 days. Crazy gang! I can't believe it. Um, I just wanted to talk a little bit about what I am expecting from Elden Ring, and the footage in the background is just me and Haas doing some duels. We just decided to get on the game, do some duels. Some of these fights are complete fucking poo-poo duke, but it's always fun to play with friends and just chill. And I needed footage, so we just did some duels, and I just saved them. So yeah, that's the background footage. But I just wanted to speak about certain things now that we've had the final reveal trailer, as well as some information that I've had from friends and some people that have got the game early. Um, I've seen some things, and when I looked at the final trailer, I noticed a few things. And the main thing I want to speak about is Poise, and I feel like the background the background gameplay is gonna help strengthen the things that I want to talk about regarding Poise. Poise does a lot more than just allow you to take a hit and not get staggered. In Dark Souls 3, there is, outside of hyper armor and perseverance and roll poise, there's not a lot you can do offensively with poise. If somebody pops perseverance, if you are sweating, if you're like trying to win, you simply just don't engage, you know, because eventually it has to go away. It has to leave the person that has procced it. With passive poise, it is always there. It's always present. It's always something that you need to account for in a fight. And I am very pleased that Elden Ring has decided to bring such a mechanic back. We know very little, and of course we're not going to know a lot about Poise from the get-go. We know that it functions the same way as Dark Souls 1, just from the network test. The network test, Poise functioned exactly the same way as it does in Dark Souls 1. But we are yet to know the breakpoints. We're yet to know what will be able to be poised through. Because for all we know, it might be that you can only obtain a certain amount of poise that's only going to let you tank like a greatsword. We don't know if ultras are going to completely break poise across the board. We don't know that yet. We'll have to wait until the game comes out. But what Poise is going to do in terms of matchups, because like I said, Poise will always be there. It will always be prevalent. It'll always be present in the fight that you're having, especially in duels and invasions. I'll come to that one in a little bit though. I want to talk mainly about duels. It will change the way aggression is looked at overall, because the problem in Dark Souls 3 is that aggression at high levels of play, aggression is not favorable. Typically you want to be the person that is kiting all the time. You always want to be the person that's kiting, and you can do that simply by turning your back to somebody in Dark Souls 3, which I've never really liked. I've never liked that you can simply just turn around and you've got the omnidirectional running as well. You can just run away from somebody, and being the aggressor is very hard in Dark Souls 3 in my experience. But Poise allows it to where you can be in a certain matchup and be more inclined to be aggressive. Let me give you an example, because I'm probably not making a lot of sense. Say you had a CB Boulder Side Sword matchup, right? The player using CB is in favor of that matchup. They should win that matchup, right? But there are things the BSS can do to close that gap. BSS R2 beats CB in the trade, right? So if you were to force a trade, you have the poise to do so. And with having that poise, you can win the trade in a bad matchup. The problem with Dark Souls 3 that doesn't allow you to do that in an aggressive way is having the whole thing of, if I get hit once, I'm guaranteed to be hit again. And that doesn't work very well, especially when it comes into the netcode as well. Lag trading is a huge issue at higher latencies with Dark Souls 3. And I feel like passive poise will help with that a lot. There'll still be trades that you necessarily, shouldn't be getting on higher latencies. You'll see in one of these fights, I'm sure, a point where I stun Hasuru and he does a combustion out of the stun. But the combustion comes out on my screen and he never hits me. Me and Haas have terrible latency, as you can see there. Latency is still going to play a huge factor. But, again, going back to the BSS-CB example, the BSS would win that trade, and it can do that trade with having poise, because you can do that R2 and not be stunned out of doing the R2. So if the CB chooses to take that swing at you and you both hit each other, you win that trade in a matchup that is not in your favor. Poise helps you do that a lot. And going on to the whole lag trading, or like lag trading, I feel like it'll be a lot less prevalent, and it will cause for a more aggressive playstyle, because again, if you're the aggressor, you're very much at the disadvantage in Dark Souls 3. I'm sure there are a lot of people that say that I'm wrong, that are like Dark Souls 3 elitists, I don't know what to call them, that they'll say, no, like, you don't know what you're talking about. But like, I've played with really good players in Dark Souls 3, they all say the same. Korean Bowl Cuts, Deadbo Tets, I think they're both great players, and they both say exactly the same. They agree with me that poise will make for a better game, because of the whole 2-hit guaranteed stun. Because if you say you're going up against a Claymore in Dark Souls 3, if the higher the person's latency, the less time you have to interrupt that hyper armor. So the player with the straight sword is not going to beat the high latency Claymore user, especially if they want to play aggressive. If you want to win that matchup, you need to play very, very, very passive, and it just makes for a boring game all around. I'm all for, and always have been for, doing whatever it takes to win. Doing whatever it takes to kill the other person. But Dark Souls 3 just takes it to another level of like 30-minute fucking fights. Like, it's crazy. Poise has always allowed for aggression, because it's something that both parties can have, and it has to be respected. And it's what allows you to run down somebody that is being passive. And another thing that I want to talk about is backstabs in general. This is always a touchy topic when it comes to the discussion about backstabs. They should be like Dark Souls 1. They should be like Dark Souls 2. Dark Souls 3 had it down perfect. Bloodborne has the worst backstabs in the series by far. You can't. I don't care what you say. If you say otherwise, you stink. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, it's always a debate with people that instant backstabs are bad. Dark Souls 3 had it perfect, and you know what? I believe that there can be a good middle ground. Because BSs need to be there. They need to be there to punish bad play. But I also feel like they do not need to be the primary source of punishment for bad play. The BS game in Dark Souls 1 is so different to Dark Souls 3, it's insane. Because I was speaking to Horse about this, and I was saying that people don't understand that you could literally use the BS game in this game to make your R1s more viable. You can bait people into thinking you're going to go for a BS and then pull out at the last second, and if they whiff and they're using a weapon that is not going to win the trade, you can take that trade. And you will always win that trade. You can force somebody to whiff if they're not kick confirming, which you can always raw BS a kick. If they are whiffing, if they're in a tense situation where they absolutely need a BS, it's more likely than not that they will not try to kick confirm and they will just go for it straight away. So you can pull out, force a whiff, and then Poise BS that whiff. The BS game goes so much further than just, it's just instant backstabs. Whoever backstabs who wins. It's a lot more than that. But it's very clear that it's never going to go back to the way that it was. So, in saying that, the only other option is to adapt. Because you need to face that it is not going to go back to the way it was. And for good reason. Dark Souls 1 is not very accessible. In the past I thought it was. I really did. But because of the lack of up-to-date content, there's still brilliant content out there. And, it's up to everybody, including myself, to put up-to-date content out there for people to look at, or else the game is just inaccessible. And it's too late now. This game is done now. I thought there was going to be a resurgence, but after looking at it, I really don't see it. I myself don't want to keep playing this game. But anyway, Elden Ring is going to be a lot more like Dark Souls 3 BS's, in that it looks like it's going to punish bad movement, bad rolls. With Poise, we might see Poise BS's of slower weapons. However, we won't see backstabs at all unless they fucking fix that shit, bro. That shit was bad. That network test was bad. Like, I've been playing Dark Souls 1 for a long, long time. I understand latency very, very well. And a lot of the people I was playing with are seriously good players, right? And in that network test, we maybe got in total 2 BS's out of like fucking 5 of us. I didn't land a single BS. Horst didn't land a single BS. Sasha, I believe, landed a BS, and maybe Spades. I forget who else was playing. I think it was Czech. Czech was playing with us as well. The BSs need to be fixed because BSs need to be there. Like I said, they need to be there as a punish mechanic. It needs to be there. It's like if a fighting game didn't have grabs. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, if there was no grab in a fighting game, that's the level of which BSs need to be a functional mechanic that can be applied in a playstyle. But we'll have to wait and see. Elden Ring is not in the hands of players yet. And that's another thing. I think it's so crazy that people have seen reveal trailers, they've seen gameplay footage of people that are playing like a fixed set piece that is being presented to you, and they are saying that this game looks like Dark Souls 3, or it looks like Bloodborne, or it looks like recycled, rehashed garbage. You have not even touched the game. You're acting like you worked on the game, bro. Like, this these games, I've said this so many times, these games take so long for the meta to be established. When I was playing Dark Souls 3, it was nothing like it is now. I won't say it's nothing like it is now. The general gameplay is the same, but the meta has evolved and it has shifted. You know, we didn't know about Murky when the game was newer, you know. We didn't know that Corvian Great Knife was as good as it is. You know. If you'd have told me that the plough would have been one of the best spears, I'd have called you a madman. I'd have called you a mad cunt. There's no way you would have convinced me that the plough, because it retained its speed. Like, where every other spear lost its speed, the plough had it still. So that shows you that a meta shift can happen over the course of months and years. And it's going to take everybody, I feel, it's going to take everybody from the Bloodborne community, Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 3. It's going to take, I didn't even say Dark Souls 2. Because nobody plays that game. Anyway, it's gonna take a collective effort to really make this game good. Because here's the thing. It does take years for the games to develop, but it is the community is always fighting with each other instead of really getting together like good like minds in the community. I'm just gonna bring up G9. G9 has done so much for the meta community. It's crazy. Before, when meta was not at the forefront, it is now at the forefront. High level play is sought after. Whereas before, high level play was something that was looked down upon. When you would see people playing at their best, you know, you were a sweat, you were a tryhard, you weren't welcome. G9 has helped change that. The guy plays Dark Souls 3 so well that it's entertaining now. Whereas if you did that before, you were a freak. You know, like, but it's gonna take everybody helping each other, sharing information, making sure as well that things that are bad for the game are reported on. You know, just because tech is there doesn't mean it's helpful. You know, some tech can hurt a game. It really can. Me personally, I don't like Estus Cancel. I know there are friends of mine that do like Estus Cancel and they have arguments for it. And, you know, I can see where they come from. But me personally, I think that, you know, I don't like it. That's like an example of tech that, you know, some people think it's good, some people think it's bad. We need to, as a community, collectively come together and really make this game great. Because I'm sure it can be, because it's borrowed so much from every part of the series. And I feel like, as a community, we can make it so much better, so much faster as well. But that's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to say. Just a quick video before Elden Ring comes out. I can't wait to bring footage of Elden Ring, first impressions, invasions, builds, testing, all that shit. It's going to be real good. It's going to be real fun. I hope everybody enjoys the game when it comes out. Yeah, bye bye.